My name is Susan Corres, and I'm the manager for the Office of Community Development. And we are here today to celebrate Ripple. It is a fabulous stormwater water quality EcoArt project that combines art, science, and community engagement in one gorgeous package. It takes up 4 lots in this community. I hope that you'll all walk that at some point if you haven't already. I'm going to give you just a teeny weeny history of the project. It has quite a history. It was actually started by my predecessor, Kate Parmalee, so yay, Kate, and thank you. Yay! She was the one to get the first NEA grant, National Endowment for the Arts. That led us into doing design. We got a second grant from the NEA, and that was to do our construction documents. And then with the help of our friends in ecosystems at the county, we got a third grant from the Department of Environmental Protection, and then a fourth grant from the Department of Environmental Protection. Not to say all of that is amazing, and I will give you a little bit of history on that as well. We were one of 7 projects in the U.S. This was one of 7 projects in the U.S. to receive the first NEA grant, and the only one in the country to receive the second. So very unique in that way. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. What an exciting day. As Susan said, this is something that's been in the works for such a long time. You know, commissioners and elected officials, we get to show up for the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting. So it's all about golden shovels and big scissors for us. But all of the hard work, the heavy lifting, the hours of figuring out how to pay for it, figuring out how to do it, keeping the project going, all falls on our absolutely remarkable staff. You know, if you were fortunate enough to be born and raised here and you're still here, this is a blessing of a community. For those of us that were smart enough to find Martin County and specifically Palm City, these are projects that we can all be proud of. This is one in a series of projects that Susan and her team and our county staff have been working on that'll be just one great project after another. It really started with Map Road, and I know they worked on Bridge Road and Hobe Sound as well. So I have always said to our staff, it feels like there's only one district, District 5. It feels like there's only Palm City, but our staff makes all of the commissioners feel the same way, that we are the only ones, and that's a really unique and special talent. Map Road was a vision of folks that have been on the NAC and the CRA, folks like Dr. Rex Sentell, who you'll hear from, Mike Searle, Dr. Plymel. These are folks that years ago, and we're talking years ago, stuck with this vision, never gave up, kept pushing it forward, and now finally, and thankfully, they're seeing the fruits of their hard fought and long time volunteer and dedication to their community, our community. And so without all of you that made this possible, we've done it not just for the folks that are here today, but if you look around, this is in the heart of a neighborhood. This is in the heart of a community. This could have been a stormwater retention pond that was fenced off with 6-foot tall chain link fence that said keep out, but we didn't do that. I think this is an enhancement to the neighborhood. If you have not had a chance to go through, it starts and it works its way through, and it is just a remarkable project that is still doing work.
Now, there's so many people in this community, including the county staff, the volunteers, our commissioner, that's made this possible, and all the other things going on in Palm City. We've been working on this as a committee for over 20 years. Actually, back in about 1992, I was president of the chamber, and the chamber already had the vision for Map Road. The thing is, it's not just about Map Road, it's about the other areas in the county. And when you can bring art and function together, which we have on this project, it's really something else.
We're very, very active in advocating with state and federal government on dealing with large regional water quality issues. And it really helps us when we're at those tables to say, look, we're dealing with our own water quality issues. This is a great example. This neighborhood was built before we had the drainage standards that we do today for new developments. And so it didn't have the water treatment elements that a new development would have. And so the county comes in, identifies an area that has some nutrient loading to the river, and we work with our partners and designers to engineer a system that deals with the nutrient cocktails of that basin so that when the water does get to the river, it's not as harmful as it would be.
So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, this project is planted solely with native vegetation, some of which is pretty unique, some of which is pretty common. The idea being, and everybody has mentioned it that's been up here, the stormwater attenuation, the stormwater treatment, beautification, the EcoArt that Lucy, I'm sure, will have something to speak about shortly. This is just a fantastic project that I got to be part of. The vegetation portion of it, spend a little time out here if you haven't. This site in particular, there's 4 different species of hummingbirds that show up, usually right when the sun comes up. Site 1, which is up just north of here, has just a plethora of swallowtail butterflies. This site, the hummingbirds, wood ducks on the deep water part, and then the piece right on the river just does a fantastic job for a living shoreline and stormwater attenuation to deal with our king tides. It's done a fantastic job. There's been virtually no impacts from ultra high tides and storm events over there, so you can see that.
There are a couple of people behind the scenes that you don't know about that help me tremendously. Marjorie Shropshire, she is amazing. She's a graphic designer, and so she helped me put together all of the panels, all of these panels that are in these 2 structures. And although she doesn't call herself an eco-artist, she is too. She knows about all the plants, all the animals, and so working with her was a joy, as well as her she's an amazing artist. She can paint anything. She can put anything together. She has such a wide range of understanding. So thank you, Marjorie. A lot of people don't know you, but I hope they'll know you now. The other person, I don't know if Sandra Thurlow is here. Sandra helped me with the historical part of this project. As a creative, I always want to get as much information as I can because that's what inspires me. And so the historical photographs you see up here, and they're so fun, some of those maps, you can see where you are. The other person I have to thank is my husband, who's here, Maziar Keshavarz, who is truly an inspiration for me. And it's through him, honestly, that I'm able to do this kind of work. He understood that engineering projects could be more. And having us all here together, and the fact that this was a project that, you know, Susan mentioned that it's artist-led, but the important thing about this is it's artist-led community engagement. The first thing you have to do in community engagement is embracing the unknown, which is really hard to do. And so we're going to make our own fossils today, and that's our art project.